We'll see asset properties today, and we'll try to understand setting up lab environment. Right,
Uh,
Sachin, go ahead. Yes,
no, sorry.
okay. Any software, as we already understood that PostgreSQL is a database software or RDBMS database software, relational database management system. So if you wanted to claim that your product is a relational database management system, you have to provide two features, or it has to support two features. One, it should be SQL compliance. Two, it should satisfy ACID properties. So if you wanted to claim that your product is relational database management system, it has to satisfy these two things. It should be SQL compliance. It should satisfy ACID properties. SQL compliance means SQL is a language that you use to communicate with your database. So if you want to fetch the data, you need to run this query, select star from employee. This is a universal language. So if you are claiming that your product is RDBMS, select star from employee should work. Be it SQL Server, be it Oracle, be it MySQL or Postgres. Second, it should satisfy ACID properties. A is an acronym, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. What is atomicity? We'll try to understand them. Irrespective of number of transactions, in your number of statements in your transaction, treat them as unique. Atomicity states this statement, irrespective of number of statements in your transaction, treat them as unique. For example, if you are sending money to your friend, let us assume this is a basic example. This is A, this is B. 500 rupees, 200 rupees. So A wanted to send 100 rupees to B. So what happens? The step one, deduct amount from A, 400, and credit 100 rupees in B, 300. These two statements, you are executing them. Backend, what happens? Yesterday we understood. So whatever you do in the front end, there is always an activity happening in the backend. There is always some SQL query running against your database. So you choose your money, you click on that submit or send, whatever it is. This is what happens. Update employee, set salary equals to salary minus 100, where ID equals to 1, and plus 100, where ID equals to 2. Is this clear? So these two statements execute together when you send money to your friend. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah, yes, Kumar.
Yes.
Right. So what your atomicity says here is what your atomicity says is that irrespective of number of statements in your transaction, treat them as unique. That means either both should execute or both should fail, but it should not be like first is executed successfully, second is failed. For example, the first one executed successfully. What happens? A, B, first 500, 200, first is executed successfully. That means A has become 400, amount got deducted in my account and has not credited in my friend's account. This is a failed transaction. The successful transaction is amount is deducted from my account, credited in my friend's account. If for some reason A is success, B is failed, then your database should be able to roll back A. Roll back the first transaction. That means if you end up like this, it should give your money back. You wanted to purchase a product in your Amazon, you buy a product, amount got deducted, but you don't see that blue or green tick mark. After some time, you get your money back. Is this clear?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
That is your atomicity. Atomicity states irrespective of number of statements, whatever the statements you have in your transaction, starting from the scratch. This is applicable everywhere. You wanted to book a bus ticket. You select your seats. You go to the next page. I mean, you select your destination, your source. You select your seats. At the end of the day, during the payment page, if you fail, then the blocked seats by you, they are unblocked. Everything gets rolled back. This is applicable everywhere. Second is consistency. There is no specific definition for consistency. If your database is satisfying atomicity, it should be consistent. Consistent states the before your transaction and after your transaction, the database should be consistent. Here 5 plus 2, 700. After a successful transaction, it is a 700. Let us say first is executed successfully, second is executed, second has not executed, it is 600. So before and after your transaction, my data is consistent. Here it is not consistent. Here it is 700, 600, no consistency. Isolation states reads and writes should not interfere each other. And reads should see consistent data only. This is what your isolation says. For example, I'll come here. Select star from employee. I have 1, 100. I'll come here. Select star from employee. I have 1, 100. I wanted to update this salary. Update employee set salary equals to 500, where ID equals to 1. I have updated the salary of the employee. I'll come and check. I still see it is 100. What is the reason? The reason is simple. I have updated, but I have not committed it. Let me commit this. I got 500. Okay. Is this clear? Select star.
Yes.
Let me do it again. Select star from employee. Current salary is 500. I'm getting the salary 500 everywhere. I'll try to update it to 1000. I'll come here and check, but I still see 500. Why? Because I have not committed this. What my isolation says, if you have not committed your data, you should not see from the other session. Let me commit this. Now I can see the data. Let me also change 2000. Come here and see. Oh, give me a second. Select star from employee. Current is 2000. Update employee. Set salary equals to 4000, where ID equals to 1. I'm changing something. I should not see that. I will commit. It is reflected. I'm changing something. I should not see that. I tried to change the salary to 100 rupees, but I'm not able to see that information here. I'll try to modify again here. It will not work. What it is saying, reads and writes should not interfere each other. Reads should see the consistent data only. So if you are writing, your reads should not affect. And when you are reading, you should read the consistent past image. It's not uncommitted data. Writes and writes are not allowed. Is this clear? When I unlock it, which means either commit or roll back, you can get that information. I mean, the other session is unblocked. All this time, the session is locked.
So do we have an option to set auto commit property?
Okay, Postgres by default, it is auto commit. I wanted to show you the isolation property. You'll understand after few minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Fourth, durability. What durability says, whatever happens, irrespective of the situation, my data should be safe. Whatever the situation, my data should be safe. That is your durability property. So what atomicity says, irrespective of number of statements in your transaction, treat them as unique. Consistency, before and after your transaction, your database should be consistent. Isolation, reads and writes should not interfere each other. Durability, my data should be safe, whatever the situation might be. These are general properties. So how Postgres achieving them? Postgres achieves atomicity with the concept of begin and end. So if you put begin in the beginning of your transaction, if you put begin in the beginning of your transaction, that marks that you're starting your transaction. You can see this star mark here. This one. So until it sees end or commit, statement A, let us assume update employee set salary equals to 500, then 400, then 300, whatever it is. So irrespective of number of statements, Postgres treats all these statements are unique until it encounters end or commit. End or commit both are same. So I can use begin and then commit. So whatever the statements that lies in between your begin and end, Postgres treats them as unique. So if you want to achieve atomicity property, you put your statements in begin and end mode. Is this clear?
Yes.
Right. And at the same time, yes, PostgreSQL is by default auto commit. So for example, if I'm changing something, I changed it, then I'll try to do commit. There is no transaction in progress. So it's already committed. PostgreSQL is by default auto commit. You can either permanently disable this auto commit or you put your transaction in a begin end mode to do this exclusive commit. It is always recommended to put your database in a begin and end mode, or your transactions. You always execute your transactions in transaction block. That means begin and end. Don't try normally directly.
Begin means set auto commit off.
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Mostly yes, but that doesn't translates to this set auto commit off directly, doesn't translates to begin.
Okay.
You got it right, but yes,
Yes,
almost
yes, yes, got it.
That set auto commit off is one way that you permanently disable it if you put it in your PSQL-RC. We'll understand that later.
Yes, yes, I understand now.
Right? So that PSQL-RC is not recommended anyways. The second
So
is
this is the auto commit already enabled by default.
where is it? Postgres by default is auto commit. So if you want to disable it, there is one way. At session level, you need to execute one command, or you put the command in your bash profile. It is automatically enabled. That auto commit is disabled if you put it in your bash profile. Recommended way is to run your transaction in transaction blocks, begin and end. Encourage your freshers to always run your transactions in begin and end mode. Once it is committed, you cannot roll it back. There is no way that you get the data back.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So there is nothing like consistency. And third is isolation. Postgres achieves isolation with the concept of MVCC. MVCC means multi-version concurrency control. For example, I'll come here. PSQL/DTPS. This is my table, pgbench_accounts. It has some 13 MB. Let me describe this table. So these are the columns that this table has. So I will update this table. Update table set something equals to something. I've updated my table. Now let me check the table size. It is exactly doubled. 13 to the 26. Why? Because of this MVCC. What MVCC says, if you are updating your table or if you are updating any column in your table, let us say 1,100. If I'm updating, it will take a copy of this record within the table. And the actual record will be updated. During the time, if there is any select coming up, the select will get this information. And once you commit this, this will be marked as dead. Which means, for example, begin select star from employee. Give me a second. PSQL. Begin select star from employee. I have 1,100. That means here 1,100. This is my table at this moment. Now what I'll do, update employee set salary equals to 200 where ID equals to 1. What happened now is copy the data within the table 1,100 and you make it as 200. You keep a star here because I have not committed this, which means this should be invisible to second session. From second session, I'll do select star from employee. I got 100 because that 100 is this. It's a consistent past image. Now I will do commit. When I do commit, this is gone, marked as dead. And the next time when you do select star from employee, you'll get 200. This one. So at any point in time during your transaction, your database maintains more than one version of your record, multi-version.
But the entry will still be there in the table.
What do you mean by entry?
It means the rows itself,
Data,
it will
yes.
delete it.
No,
Or,
it still be there. So let's see here, pg dt plus pg bench underscore accounts. You still have 26 MB here. But in this 26 MB, 13 MB is the real data, 13 MB is the dead data. Postgres has a mechanism to clean this dead data automatically. If you want to clean it up, you can do something like vacuum full. We have a dedicated session on vacuum, so don't worry about this. When I do this, it again came back to 13 MB.
Okay.
So over the period of time, you might be recommended to do this vacuum full on your tables.
But we will not be able to see, right, which all rows are dead rows and which are
No, you can see. That is what you have dictionary views that tells you PG stat all tables. This will tell me how many dead records are there, number of dead records.
okay.
So, you can do a simple calculation as well based on live and dead, how much percentage it is.
Okay.
But it required a downtime, right?
That is what we'll understand more about this when we discuss the auto vacuum process. I said right, might be. There are so many conditions in that might be. Yeah. The Postgres auto mechanism is this, let us say PS-EF grep Postgres. There is someone who is sitting here. His job is to do this dead tuples cleanup activity.
But it will not reclaim the space, right?
Wait for 3 days. Right. Any questions so far? So people ask you in
Kumar, I have doubt. So
Mhm.
how do you know that MVCC is happening or not like that? So we have updated one statement, okay, and then we have run the PG, vacuum then and we check, okay, how do you know that MVCC is happening?
you have seen the space doubled, right?
Yeah,
13 has become 20. It's MVCC.
Oh,
That
it's
means
for
MVCC.
vacuum, right? Okay.
No, vacuum is a process that cleans dead tuples. Why dead tuple is getting generated? Dead tuple is getting generated because it has to store the past image during your transaction. Why you are storing the past image within the table during your transaction? To satisfy this isolation property. Why you want to satisfy isolation property? Because I'm claiming that my Postgres is RDBMS. You have to have one mechanism. Oracle achieves this isolation with the help of undo table space management. So Oracle has a separate table space called undo table space. If you are doing a transaction, your transaction amount of data will be copied to your undo table space. You do your transaction. Once your transaction is done, that will be marked as delete. So that can be reclaimed. You get, if you are from Oracle background, people are from Oracle background, you get some snapshot to old error.
Yes.
Here it is not the case because you don't have a limited undo table space. So it's unlimited. Within the table, you're copying the data. So if you're modifying the entire table, the entire data can be copied. Obviously, yes. Let us say if you are modifying 1 terabyte table, you should have 1 terabyte free space in your disk.
As you said, the table space, right? In MVC, is there any default in for Postgres?
That's what we are using. We will be using the default table space for tables.
Okay. Got it.
I told you, right? Your data will be copied within the table. So there is no separate table space for MVCC.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So it will keep a version for the rows only which is getting affected by DML, not all the
No, not
rows,
all,
right?
correct. Since I updated entire table, that entire table data is copied. If you are updating a single record, only one record. That's what. In OLTP machines, your 1 GB table may grow till 2 GB after so many days because you are not going to update your entire table, right? You just
Yeah.
update one record, two records in OLTP.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, over the period of time, it will grow.
Okay.
Postgres achieves durability with the concept of write-ahead logging. Wall files. Any transaction you do in Postgres is recorded in your log, write-ahead log. You have that log somewhere here in your data directory. You have your PG wall, ls-lrt. So these are your logs. So as long as these logs are available with a consistent full backup, you can retrieve your data to any time in the past. So you made a transaction yesterday. The transaction can be retrieved irrespective of your database status, or if your database is gone, you still can retrieve your transaction when you have this wall file in place. This is your transaction log. Almost all RDBMS technologies follows the same thing, achieves the same thing. Durability using your transaction logs. Your Oracle, it's a redo log. Is this clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Any change you make in your Postgres will be recorded in your transaction log, and as long as your transaction log is available, your database is durable. I mean, your database is durable means something happens to your database, you can still retrieve it.
So once you take the full backup, does this wall file gets cleared up?
No, you have to clean it manually after you have taken your backup.
Okay.
It's kind of a maintenance activity. What wall file you need to clean, why you need to clean, why you're cleaning, all these things comprises of your like your maintenance activities.
But
Take a
we
back.
have to do right, otherwise it keeps accumulating.
Correct. Yeah, you have to keep an eye on your wall file growth.
So I think this also comes as a part of maintenance only.
Hmm. Mainly the two activities. One is your this vacuum cleanup activity, keeping an eye on your tables and its datables, and the second thing is your this archive log cleaning. You will understand more about archive logging. Your wall is archived over the period of time. So your wall size is growing or wall files are growing means your archives are growing.
I have a question on this.
Hmm.
We were studying on this ACID compliance. Like, if any user has committed the update query
Hmm.
or insert query, so after committing a query, like, we can't roll back, right?
Correct.
So is there any possibilities like we can recover that data from this transaction logs?
No.
Like, okay.
At that particular moment, no, that is what I'm telling. When you commit your transaction, that's it, that's committed, gone. If you still want the data, there is a very big activity that you need to do.
Oh,
That is what I told, right? Durability, my data should be safe, or I can get back my data if I have my backup and transaction log files. Let us say you have updated a table at 10 o'clock. That's a wrong update. And you want the table to be as if it was at 9:59, or you want to roll back the transaction. Rollback is not possible, but you can see how the table was at 9:59. To see that, there is a very big process you need to follow.
oh.
If your database is of size, let us say 2 terabyte, Generally, the procedure is to restore your backup somewhere else, apply your wall files until 959, get the table, and replace the table in your production. If you're dealing with a database of size 2 terabyte, 3 terabyte, it takes few hours. Few hours of downtime. Which means do not, don't do any wrong update. Ensure that you are committing correct information.
Yeah, in community version, it is same, or in enterprise?
Across it is same. There is a small difference. That is what I think EDB, they by default disable this auto commit. You have to exclusively commit it. Vice versa. If you want to change it to auto commit mode, you can change. Any questions?
No.
For freshers, 2 interview questions here. Asset properties they'll ask and MVCC they'll ask. MVCC is nothing but a multi-version concurrency control. Postgres uses MVCC to achieve isolation. MVCC means having more than one version of the row within the table for your read and write transactions. Right? You call this read should be, reads should see the consistent past image. You call it as a read committed. Read committed isolation mode. By default, your Postgres is in read committed isolation mode. You have 3 more isolation modes. One is read uncommitted, repeatable, and serializable. That's too advanced, not required. Right? Any questions? Yes, no, maybe.
No.
Okay. Next, we'll try to set up a lab environment. What I'll do, stop this, power off. Ayyo. Okay. See here, this lab01 underscore sent 08 zip file, you'll get it in your shared drive. You need to download it and you put it in your, what do you call, any folder that you have. At least, sorry, any drive that you have at least 40 GB disk space. I'm extracting it. Extract. Download CentOS. What is this? Lab1 underscore CentOS. .zip to any drive. Number 2, extract it.
From where we have to download this zip file?
I give you, right? The shared drive that I'm going to give you. I have not given the drive link.
Okay.
You have not yet started sharing the recording, no, Kumar?
No, I have not started. I'll do it today.
Okay.
I need to get um, emails from you. Done. So CentOS underscore 08 folder created. Inside that I have my lab 01. Open this lab 01. What I'll do, in this lab 01, there is a VMX file. Right click on this VMX file. Do this open with VMware Workstation. You will get lab 01 here. Again, VMware Workstation software, you have it in shared drive, download it. How do you install? Next, finish. Right, download VMware Workstation file from shared drive. Double click on the .exe file. Next, finish. You will see the interface something like this. And when you extract it, you will see something like this. Open this VMX file. This is a VMX file. Virtual machine configuration file. VMware virtual machine configuration file. Right click and open with VMware Workstation. Just click on this power on virtual machine. When it is asked, you put I copied it. What do you need to do? Go to lab 01 folder. Open VMX file with VMware. Install VMware ahead of doing this activity. Or I'll put it something like this. VMware software first.
This VMware software, by what name you have it in your share drive?
Same name, VMware.
Same name only. Okay. You have to log in, right?
Oh, sorry, I'm not seeing. Username root, password RAC123. Go to activities, choose this terminal, ifconfig 192.168.110.198. You have to download this putty again from internet. 198. Enter. Accept. Username root. Password RAC123. This is CentOS 8 machine without Postgres. It's just an operating system installed machine with no prerequisites for Postgres, no Postgres. So we have to start it from prerequisite installation, then PostgreSQL installation. Right? When you need to install PostgreSQL on any server, you have to contact your Linux team. They'll give you one machine. This is that machine with no PostgreSQL related information. Just an operating system installed machine. If you want to,
VM version, which version, what version, or any version?
I'm using version 17.
Okay, okay.
Is this clear? So my machine name is lab01. You can see that information, host name, lab01. I'm stopping this. Close, power off. See here, this is my lab01 folder. I'll try to power on. Where is my VMX file? This is my VMX file. Open. Power on. You see here, there are some folders getting created here, lab01, which says that this machine is currently running. So what I'll do, I'll power off again. They are gone. Is this clear?
Yeah.
So stop your lab01 folder. Ensure that there are no log files. That means inside this folder, you should see only files, not folders. Now I'll come here, copy, paste here itself. How to clone VM. One, copy lab01 folder to lab02. I'll rename this to lab02. Then open this VMX file, this time not with VMware, open with Notepad++. You have some display name, you change it to lab02 and then save it. Then right click, open. You will see the display name here as lab02. Power on the machine. Choose I copied it. Let it power on. So what do you need to do? Second, open VMX file with Notepad and change display name. Third, open VMX file with VMware. Fourth, choose I copied it. When asked. Meanwhile, I'll also start my lab 01.
You also update that username and password also in that notepad.
Right. Username root, password RAC123. You can see here, it is still lab 01 because it's a clone copy. I need to change this. Set hostname CTL. No. Hostname CTL. Set hostname lab 02. What is this? Then reboot. Change the host name. Hostname CTL, set hostname. Then reboot. I think my machine 1 is ready. Root RAC123. I'm just increasing the font. Username root, password RAC123. ifconfig. I got my lab02 here. It is 199. So 198 is one machine, 199 is another machine. Accept root. RAC123. Lab02 and this is my lab01. I can ping my lab01 192.168.110.198. It's working. Check internet connection is enabled or not. It is enabled. So we use these two machines. Let us say lab01 is for my primary going forward and lab02 is for standby. You can clone any number of machines in the same way. Just copy and paste. When your machine is open, its size, you may see the increase in disk size. See here, 9.59 GB. You can see, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 9.59 GB. This machine can grow till 50 GB because I set my settings as 50 GB. This one, 50 GB. What I'll do, I'll stop this machine, power off, and come here and see. You might see a lesser size, 5.59 GB only. So if you want to keep a copy of your virtual machine, you just stop the machine, copy, paste. We try to keep copy of the machines for checkpoints kind of thing. Like let us say you're doing a very big activity. Let us say you did a replication or you did a PG backrest and all these things. You try to change so many configuration files just to keep track of them, or you want to use them again. We generally take the copies of the virtual machines. So this virtual machine, this copy, let us say this is PG backrest installed virtual machine, assume, or to PG installed virtual machine. You might take 4 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours to configure such things. So if you lose the machine again, you have to start it from the scratch. Just keep a copy of that. You can use that machine directly. Right click, open. You'll get one more lab02, power on, simple. Use, I copied it. Here, we are following lab01, lab02 as naming conventions. It is up to you what naming convention you want to follow. So when you extract your first CentOS, this lab01 underscore CentOS, when you extract it, go to lab01. If you want to retain the lab01 as the name of your virtual machine, just simply right click, open your VMware. No, I hate this lab01. I want test01, or I want whatever it is. Open with Notepad++. Change the display name here. That will reflect here. If you want to change the virtual machine name, then it is hostnamectl. Where is that? This one. This is also up to you whether you wanted to change the name. You don't like this lab01 name or lab02 name. You want to change this name to test01, test02, prod01, prod02, whatever it is, you can do it. Once the machines are ready, tomorrow we'll see the installation, PostgreSQL pre-installation, then installation. Questions? Anything?
Kumar, will you please share this step to all? Okay, we'll try from our end for copying your lab. Or will you upload this lab 1 or lab 2 in any Google Drive? Or?
That is what I'm telling. Whoever confirms that you are confirming to join the course, you will get the shared drive. When you
Yes,
get the
yes, yes.
shared drive, in the shared drive, you have a folder called running notes. In the running notes, you will see this notepad,
Okay, okay, sure.
right? Yeah.
We have to share our email IDs to you in WhatsApp.
Yes, I will share the WhatsApp link.
Okay.
Whoever joined today and wanted to continue can join that WhatsApp group. Whoever joined today and still not yet decided whether to continue or not, please do not join that WhatsApp group. I will remove them if you join and if you stay back. Okay, if you confirm that okay, enough is enough, these demo sessions, I understood how the classes would go, then you can join. Right, I still may have 1 or 2 extra classes as demo sessions.
Okay, thank you.
Chalo, you all know that experts, not experts, some PostgreSQL DBA something is there. I don't remember that group name. You all from the same group, right?
Yeah.
I will share the confirmed link there.
Okay.
Or else, if you know my contact, you ping me. If you don't see the confirmed group WhatsApp link in next 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll confirm. Yeah. Okay.
Chalo. No questions, I'll wind up.
Thank you, Kumar.
Yeah.